Now that there is a $9 a month hobby plan for school, there's not really a financial objection to starting a school community, but there are still some objections out there. And today we're going to go over a few of them. So, one of the objections that I hear is I'm not an expert, but that's what makes this different than maybe like a coaching style or a course kind of thing. Because for community, it's not about you being the guru. It's a gathering place for people to become friends while getting better or sharing their joy on something that they're passionate about. Another one was who would join? Anyone that's like you would join. You know, if you have a place where you go and find and spend time to talk about what you're enjoying, whether it be like Pokemon cards, maybe you want to go out and hang out, talk about photography, there's already places that you're going to gather and you're going to learn and meet new people. So what you're doing is creating a community to talk about that one thing and gather those people to your party, basically. Another one is I don't want to be on all the time. And that's fine. Like the good thing about a community is you can do this in your spare time because when you're helping people make friends, they're going to show up whether or not you're there. And that's like why I say your first job is actually helping people create friends within your community because they're going to come and they're going to talk and they're going to have their own conversations and you're going to show up and then also have fun with them, you know? Another one is I'm not sure how school works, and that's okay. The first thing that you could do is you could come to like this discovery page and find one of these communities that resonates with you and is something that you would find enjoyable and start to learn how to use it as a member first. That's really going to help when you begin to create your own community because then you'll know the kind of style that you're going to want to present to the people while you invite your own members. There's also other communities out there that can teach you how it works. And then another way of learning how it works is just starting your own $9 community, testing it all out, and then you also get access to Schoolers. And Schoolers is the community that you get instant access to whenever you create your own community. It's basically the community for community owners. So Schoolers is like your go-to place to learn, ask questions, and read what others are doing. Another question that people come up with is like, what would I even post? And so this is where if you have membership questions inside your community for when people join, you can already know what they want to talk about. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how that works. So when you get a hobby community, you still have access to asking membership questions when people try to join your community. This is helpful for understanding like who's joining before they're inside and avoiding bots or spammers because you know those are on the internet everywhere. But when you click on there, you can have an email question, which is what I recommend. Make sure you ask their email and then ask two more questions that help you understand more about the person that's joining. And I recommend using the text box version versus using multiple choice because you're going to get more information about the person if you use text box. So that's going to be helpful for if there's a time where you're like, I don't know what I'm going to post. Like if someone answered, what are you excited to learn here? Well, then if they told you what they're excited to learn, make a post about that. Another way you can do that is you can choose based off of whatever you're passionate about is go find out where you've been hanging out and what you've been learning and start to try to figure out what questions other people are asking and you're the one to answer them. Or you can see what's the common thing that people are talking about and you make a post about that. So, let's talk about like calligraphy or pickleball or even UFC. He could give tips on how to be better at pickleball. He could talk about an upcoming fight or a fight that he's had in the past and share like a throwback. Calligraphy, I already am in this community, so I know that what they do is they end up sharing different words of the month and they're usually on theme, so it's really good. But let's say you wanted to create a community about drawing. All you would have to do is go to YouTube and put how to draw easy. Like you got to make it simple. So you go to a video and you just go to the comment section. When you're in the comment section, you're going to get to see what some people say. A lot of times they'll just comment that it was like really nice. Or you'll see, I've seen many how to draw videos, but none really helped me more confident and gave me some building blocks. So just the fact that this is like more confident in building blocks, what you could do with a post is you could say, I'm going to like be giving over the next 7 days, I'm going to give you the building blocks to help increase your confidence in drawing. And then now for the next 7 days, all you have to do is give some basic building blocks. And then another one would be if you want to come up here and use something like vidIQ, you can try to go find. Sometimes it doesn't work for all of them, but you can do contains a question. And then I would just, instead of like trying to read through and try to find something, I would let it do its thing as far as like just catching up to pace, but then just copy everything, throw all of this into ChatGPT. So once you have ChatGPT pulled up, what you'll do is say making a drawing community. I grabbed some questions from a popular how to draw YouTube, and I want to understand what the audience wants. I need 30 post ideas based on the audience comments. And then you're just going to paste it in here and it's going to do its thing. Like, what finally got you to actually start drawing? You make a post about that. What's the biggest mental block? And you could switch back and forth. So it doesn't always have to be about mindset. You can come back down and put a drawing prompt or a practice. You can talk about breaking habits and getting unstuck. Share your latest sketch, even if it's messy. Doing something like that and taking it from the actual audience means you don't have to have your own audience to already know what people want to talk about. You can also do that with fantasy football. And you go through here and you can just see like what's the top stuff that people are really talking about currently when it comes to fantasy football. And this was 5 days ago. This was 14 hours ago. And all you have to do is click in here and then you could even go down. If they have it turned on, you're going to click more, go all the way down, and you're going to hit show transcript. The transcript's going to upload over here. You can it's only 15 minutes, so you can take the entire transcript and start a new chat. I have a fantasy football community, and I need some up-to-date ideas on conversation starters. A transcript from a recent video on the subject. Now, why do you want to use a conversation starter? Because in a community, you're not here to just guru preach at people or just update people, because then you're going to not get engagement. Conversation starters are going to be really helpful because now you have things that you can discuss with them. So you wouldn't just take this and just go post it, right? What I would do is, let's see, probably something like a poll. A poll is going to be really fun because then people can like put what they prefer, like which 2025 breakout are you actually drafting? It has these names. So then you would take something like this. Please turn this into a short but fun and engaging post with the poll. And you put that down there. And see, that's something that you post that's easy and fast for people to just go ahead and agree with and like, oh, yes, this is what I would like to like. I want Dylan Sampson. And then you can also add something like put a question that might get people talking or encourage a controversial take on the subject. Because a lot of people, if you give them those answers and then you put something like who's the most overrated name getting hyped this year and why, they're going to like be very passionate about talking about that. And obviously, just so you know, I hate these long dashes. I will not read something that has long dashes in there. So I would put like no dashes because it just really looks ChatGPT. So what you're wanting to use ChatGPT for is for your post to still be about the topic that you want to talk about with them, but not look really AI. And if you had a Beatles fan club, you could look up Beatles fun facts, go through here, take transcripts or take questions from any area of music that you like, and then just start putting like those fun facts. Like, did you know that the Beatles did this in this year? Or all of that stuff. So just be creative in like what you're creating And then you can start having your own community. You could be really successful in calligraphy, pickleball, the UFC, I mean, English paper piecing society, or start your fantasy football community, how to draw, or even a Beatles fan club. There's so many different options. So get involved with Skool. And now that like you don't have to worry about how much it costs, just start a $9 community and start testing it out so that you understand how to use it and start inviting people to something that you're passionate about.